Let's talk about something we all use but probably never think twice about: the U.S. $quarter coin. You've held it in your hands, used it to buy snacks, maybe even tossed it into a wishing fountain. But did you ever wonder how this little coin became such a big deal? Well, buckle up, because what you're about to hear will change the way you see quarters forever. The story of the U.S. $quarter starts way back in the late 1700s. America had just gained its independence, and the country was in desperate need of a solid currency system. Back then, people were using a mix of foreign coins, bartering, and even trading goods like tobacco to buy things. It was a mess. Enter the Coinage Act of 1792. This was a game changer. It set the foundation for the U.S. Mint and introduced a standardized coinage system. And yes, you guessed it, the quarter was part of that plan. The first ever quarter was minted in 1796. It featured Lady Liberty on the front and a small eagle on the back. But here's the crazy part. There were no denominations written on it. That's right, you just had to know it was worth 25 cents. And if you think about it, that's kind of wild. Imagine pulling out a coin today and having no clue how much it's worth. Now, let's fast forward a bit. Over the years, the quarter has gone through multiple redesigns, and each one tells a story. The most iconic design came in 1932 when George Washington made his grand entrance. This wasn't just any redesign. It was a tribute to the first U.S. president, marking the 200th anniversary of his birth. That design, with Washington's stoic face on the front and the bold eagle on the back, became the standard for decades. But did you know that the Washington quarter almost didn't happen? Originally, the plan was to honor Washington with a $50 instead. However, after much debate, it was decided that the quarter would bear his image. And honestly, it turned out to be one of the best decisions ever, because the Washington quarter became one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. Now, let's talk about silver. Yep, quarters used to be made of 90% silver. If you have a quarter from before 1965, congratulations. You're holding real silver in your hands. But why did they stop making silver quarters? Simple: rising silver prices. By the 1960s, silver was becoming too expensive. So in 1965, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel blend. That's why if you look at the edge of a modern quarter, you'll see that coppery stripe. And then in 1999, something incredible happened: the launch of the 50-state quarters program. This was a genius move by the U.S. Mint. Each state got its own unique quarter, making coin collecting exciting again. People went nuts over these quarters. Some even paid big money to complete their collections. This program was so successful that it ran for 10 years, followed by more special quarter programs like the America the Beautiful series. But let's not forget about rare quarters. If you ever come across a 1932 D or 1932 S Washington quarter, hold on to it. Those are extremely valuable because of their low mintage. There's also the legendary 1970 S-Proof quarter, which was accidentally struck on a Canadian quarter planchet. Mistakes like this can make a simple coin worth thousands of dollars. And speaking of worth, ever heard of the 2004 Wisconsin quarter with the extra leaf? This little minting error turned an ordinary quarter into a collector's dream, selling for hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about how many quarters are in circulation today. Billions. The U.S. Mint pumps out millions of quarters each year, and they don't just end up in cash registers. Quarters are used in vending machines, arcade games, parking meters, and even laundry machines. They're one of the most circulated coins in the country. But what's the future of the quarter? With digital payments taking over, will we even need quarters in the next 50 years? Some say no. But as long as vending machines, toll booths, and nostalgic arcade lovers exist, the quarter will always have a place in our pockets. So next time you grab a quarter, take a closer look. It's not just 25 cents. It's a piece of history, a work of art, and sometimes, if you're lucky, a hidden treasure worth way more than you think. Now, let's dive even deeper into the world of quarters. Have you ever noticed the tiny letters on a quarter? Those are mint marks, and they tell you exactly where the coin was made. A P stands for Philadelphia. D is for Denver. S is for San Francisco, and sometimes you'll see a W for West Point, which is much rarer. The mint mark can significantly impact the value of a coin, especially when combined with low mintage numbers. And speaking of rare quarters, did you know that some quarters can sell for tens of thousands of dollars? One of the most famous is the 1932 D. Washington quarter. Since it had such a low mintage, only about 436,000, it's now one of the most sought-after quarters by collectors. Another legendary quarter is the 1916 Standing Liberty quarter. This one is rare because the design was changed the following year, making the 1916 version highly collectible. Then there's the infamous 1976 Bicentennial quarter. While most people think it's just another quarter, some versions of this coin were struck in 40% silver, making them far more valuable than their face value. And if you ever come across a proof version in pristine condition, you might be holding on to something worth a lot more than 25 cents. But what about error quarters? These are some of the most exciting finds for collectors. From sprinted designs to double strikes, these errors can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. One of the most famous errors is the 2005 Kansas In God We Rust quarter, where a weakly struck T in trust makes it look like the coin says, In God We Rust. It's a small mistake, but collectors love it. The world of quarters is filled with surprises, from historical significance to rare finds. Whether you're a collector or just someone who loves a good story, quarters hold a special place in American history and culture. And who knows, the next time you get change back from a purchase, you might just end up with a rare treasure in your hands. Beyond their collectability, quarters are also fascinating from a design perspective. Each quarter tells a story through its artwork, whether it's a tribute to George Washington, a scenic depiction of a national park, or a historical event. The intricate details on these small coins showcase the craftsmanship of U.S. mint engravers, making each quarter a miniature piece of art. And let's not forget about quarter rolls. Many collectors and investors buy quarter rolls, hoping to find rare coins or valuable minting errors. Some even hold on to them as an investment, betting that silver quarters or special editions will increase in value over time. As technology advances, the way we use money is changing. But no matter how digital things become, quarters remain a staple in everyday life. They hold memories, history, and sometimes a little bit of luck. So, the next time you find a quarter, give it a closer look. You never know what secrets it might hold. Quarters have played a significant role in American commerce, but they also tell a story beyond their monetary value. Some quarters are historical relics, reflecting the eras in which they were minted. Consider the quarters from the Great Depression era. These coins circulated during one of the toughest economic times in history. Holding one of these quarters today is like holding a piece of the past, a silent witness to the struggles and triumphs of a bygone era. Another intriguing aspect of quarters is their impact on a hobby of coin roll hunting. Many collectors and enthusiasts buy boxes of bank-wrapped quarter rolls, searching for silver quarters, rare designs, and error coins. This hobby, which requires patience and a keen eye, has gained popularity in recent years, with treasure hunters posting their finds online, showcasing unexpected discoveries like the elusive W Mint Mark quarters or the highly sought-after double die errors. Beyond the collector's market, quarters also have a deep cultural significance. They've been used for decision-making in coin flips, inspiring phrases like, on a quarter's edge, to describe uncertainty. Superstitions surrounding coins also extend to quarters. Some believe that finding a quarter heads up brings good luck, while others collect them as keepsakes from different places they visited. Quarters are also central to the world of art and craftsmanship. Artists have used them to create intricate mosaics. Sculptors have repurposed them into detailed engravings, and jewelry makers transform them into rings and pendants. This artistic repurposing of quarters adds another layer to their value, turning everyday currency into something unique and personal. One aspect that makes quarters fascinating is how they age. A quarter that has been in circulation for decades develops a distinctive patina, the natural discoloration that gives older coins character. While some collectors prefer uncirculated mint-condition coins, others appreciate the well-worn look of a quarter that has seen countless hands and transactions. Each scratch and mark tells a story, making even a common quarter special in its own right. The story of quarters isn't just about collecting. It's also about discovery. Imagine stumbling upon a rare quarter in your pocket change, realizing it's worth far more than 25 cents. This possibility fuels the excitement of collectors, reminding us that valuable treasures can be hiding in plain sight. Some lucky individuals have unknowingly spent rare quarters at face value, only to later realize they held a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Another compelling topic is the international perspective on quarters. While quarters are distinctly American, other countries have similar denominations in their currency systems. Canadian quarters, for example, share similarities with U.S. quarters in size and usage, but they feature unique designs representing Canada's rich heritage. Some collectors specialize in international quarters, comparing minting techniques, artistic styles, and historical significance across different nations. Quarters have also sparked interest in modern technology. With advancements in digital payments, some wonder if physical coins will eventually become obsolete. However, quarters have continued to adapt, with new security features, special releases, and limited edition designs keeping them relevant. As long as vending machines, laundromats, and toll booths rely on quarters, these coins will remain an essential part of daily transactions. Quarters are much more than spare change. They're windows into history, symbols of craftsmanship, and sources of endless fascination for collectors and casual holders alike. Whether you see them as a means of making everyday purchases, a gateway to the world of numismatics, or hidden treasures waiting to be discovered, quarters hold an enduring charm that makes them stand out among all other coins. Next time you come across a quarter, take a closer look. You might just find a piece of history in your hands. Quarters have an undeniable presence in American culture, not just as currency, but as symbols of history, art, and even luck. Their small size belies their immense significance, serving as silent witnesses to countless transactions and stories. From vending machines to toll booths, quarters facilitate daily life in ways we often overlook. However, for collectors and enthusiasts, these coins hold deeper meaning. Each one a portal to the past, a reflection of design evolution, and sometimes an unexpected fortune waiting to be discovered. One of the most exciting aspects of quarters is the thrill of the hunt. Coin roll hunters scour bankrolls, flea markets, and even their pocket change, hoping to uncover rare and valuable quarters. Among the most coveted finds are error coins, pieces with minting mistakes that make them unique. Off-center strikes, double dies, and missing elements can turn an ordinary quarter into a collector's dream. The infamous Spitting Eagle quarter, a 1983 design featuring an apparent die crack near the eagle's beak, is a prime example of how imperfections can increase a coin's desirability. Silver quarters, minted before 1965, remain a hot commodity. Their 90% silver content makes them intrinsically valuable, regardless of their condition. During economic downturns, collectors and investors turn to silver coins as a hedge against inflation. Many people unknowingly spent these silver quarters long after they disappeared from mainstream circulation, making them harder to find today. Discovering one in circulation feels like striking gold, or in this case, silver. Another remarkable category is the W Mint quarters, minted by the West Point Mint and released into circulation in 2019 and 2020. Unlike traditional quarters, these were never sold directly to the public, but instead placed into circulation as a surprise for collectors to discover. With limited mintage, these quarters are considered modern treasures, and finding one is a moment of excitement for numismatists and casual collectors alike. Beyond their monetary and collector value, quarters have played roles in pop culture and everyday traditions. The simple act of flipping a quarter has decided countless debates, sports matches, and even life-changing decisions. The phrase "call in the air" carries a weight that extends beyond its literal meaning, symbolizing chance, fate, and fairness. Some quarters carry sentimental value beyond their worth. People often keep specific quarters as good luck charms, souvenirs from travels, or reminders of important moments. State quarters, for instance, have become nostalgic keepsakes, reminding people of places they've lived, visited, or dream of going. The sense of connection these coins create goes beyond economics, making them tiny yet powerful storytellers. Artistic innovation has also shaped the appeal of quarters. The level of detail in modern quarter designs is astonishing, with intricate engravings that celebrate American heritage. Special edition quarters, like those featuring national parks, women's history, or American innovations, push the boundaries of what can be achieved on such a small canvas. These artistic choices ensure that quarters remain interesting, engaging, and relevant in an increasingly digital world. While digital payments are on the rise, quarters remain essential in ways that tap-to-pay methods cannot replace. Arcades, laundromats, and parking meters still rely on quarters to function. The jingling of loose change in a pocket or purse is a familiar sound, a subtle reminder of the convenience and tangibility of physical money. Unlike digital currency, quarters don't require a battery, a signal, or an app, just a simple exchange of hands. In many ways, quarters serve as miniature history books, artistic canvases, and even good luck tokens. Whether you're a collector searching for rare finds, someone who appreciates their cultural significance, or just someone who needs exact change for a vending machine, the humble quarter remains a small but mighty force in everyday life. Perhaps the next time you hold one, you'll see it not just as 25 cents, but as a symbol of history, craftsmanship, and the endless possibilities hidden within a single coin.